Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, November 1st at midnight, 2019. The models are in, and they're showing heavy snow through mid-November. A November to remember as fall is missing in the East Coast all of a sudden. Take a look at the misery forecast for Mizzou. Keep calm. It's Halloween! A cosmic burst of toroidal impact can make your jack-o'-lantern sing as long as you keep calm, because it's boom time. New snowfall record set in Madison, crushing the 1917 record of 5 inches by 1.6 inches. 6.6 inches is the new record, and those are cinches. Chicago's snowiest Halloween ever, 3.4 inches of snow, destroys the daily record, which was 0.1 inch. Weather Service says overnight temps may approach 140-year-old record. Ow! Get in your hole! Now, the record set in Chi-Town was 34 times the last record. That's a lot. Minus 45 degrees in October. An Arctic blast is breaking records across western and central U.S. And global warming is on this charticle. Shut up, pal. You are all washed up, bro. Like a ho. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. BoundlessPerceptions.com provided this graphical, which is hilarious. That's his global warming head. Keep calm. Minus 45 degrees in October. Who says? It was only 18 degrees in Denver, which tied for the coldest October day on record for the city. Some cities are seeing temperatures 30 to 50 degrees below normal. Notorious cold spots. Peter Sinks, Utah dipped to an incredible minus 45 degrees early Wednesday, destroying the records. East Idaho records the earliest ever sub-zero temperatures, ever. And that's where they have sub-zero temperatures always. A plow-equipped pickup truck clears the snow from Pocatello area parking lot along the northern Main Street Tuesday, which was their lose day. It has never been colder this early in the season in East Idaho than it was Wednesday morning. Pocatello and Idaho Falls recorded the earliest ever below zero temperatures and broke the previous record lows for October. That's like minus 37 up in euros in Canada, schmanitas. Pocatello's record-breaking low temperature on Wednesday morning was minus 6 degrees, which shattered the previous October 30th record low of 11 set back in 91. By 17 degrees. And that's tonight's first boom. Holy macaroni. Keep calm. That is like brrr. 5 things you don't want to do. Ever look at that schmuck. Oh my God, what a mug. Snow strands 800 travelers overnight at Denver International Airport. Hello, it's fall. Winter is weeks away, months away. Did I boom you yet? Hello, keep calm. Rex Bear and I and Alien Allen are headed out to a secret locale tomorrow. Stay tuned. Leave snow on your sidewalk and face $500 fee in Cedar Rapids. Iowa sucks. Genetically modified corn, glyphosate overspray, fat people having to shovel sidewalks. Oh, we love fat people. But you get a fine if you don't do it. Snow blankets most of northern Illinois for Halloween. And that means dumb schmucks that are in their sports cars are in the cornfields. Hello. Snow is falling around northern Illinois on Thursday morning, leaving roads slick and pricks sticked. And children and parents looking for indoor alternatives to the traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating. It's gotten so bad because of global warming that trick-or-treating has been canceled. Are you kidding me? I can't make this up. Early snow delays, already late crop harvests. Delays? Yeah, when are they going to harvest them? After it snows again? Southern California endures second straight day of wind-stoked wildfires, which is pretty normal. No directed energy weapons needed. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Unfortunately. Sakurajima Volcano. 2 eruptions at the Minamidake crater. You know what that means? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is dab time. Yes. Welcome to the dab universe of Sakurajima. A Jima to be remembered. Do dab, do it now. And that's how we Sakurajima that. Where are we? We got a lot to go. Ho, ho, ho. Sakurajima. 2 eruptions at the Minamidake crater. We just showed you one of them. Worldwide volcano news update. No quakes of note. No volcanoes of note. Troops, armored vehicles enter Syria to protect the oil fields. Okay. I thought we just pulled out. Apparently, we're using the Roman Catholic protocol. We're back in. California to ban the use of ham radio repeaters unless operators pay the state massive fees. They don't want you to communicate while you burn to death. How dare you communicate? Lightning strike leaves 15-foot hole in Fort Worth parking lot. Now, this is not even a 15-foot hole. This is like a smoke a bowl hole. This is a
lightning strike during the storms this morning is the talk of Fort Worth and social media. Surveillance footage caught the strike that left a massive hole in the concrete. It is crazy. Visitors have stayed all day long to see the damage for themselves. And Fox 4's Alex Boyer is there as well tonight. Alex.
Hey, Steve. Well, you know, this blast comes on the 81st anniversary of the War of the Worlds radio broadcast. You know, the one where a strange cylinder falls from the sky and then aliens emerge.
It was aliens.
Well, Texans are putting their own spin on this one. It's a giant hole next to a gas station that's got plenty of people talking.
As I drove by, I was like, wow.
I made sure to stop to check it out. And there's something else. It is something else.
A lightning bolt creating this 15-foot wide, 3-foot deep crater in the parking lot of a business plaza off Shady Dell Drive near
As
Boat Club
predicted.
It shook my house pretty
Plasma
good.
discharge.
Road. A security
I mean,
camera
we're
at the
talking-
Chevron capturing the blast. Just listen to
Boom!
the customer's reaction.
Hello. I mean, I can't believe the gas station didn't blow up, but that's beyond the point. The point is that these positive lightning strikes coming from the ionosphere at some point, when the solar wind and the geomagnetic storm hits during that super flare, this will pale in comparison. But these are sign of the times. Increased hail, record hail, multiple areas this year, up to 7 inches. I mean, if that hits you, you're dead. And if you were standing here, you'd be dead. And if it was just in another 5 feet to the left, it would be, yes, well, boom time. Hello, keeping calm, reporting on facts. Now, peer-reviewed science is losing credibility as large amounts of research are shown to be false. Spooky Halloween asteroid flyby, one of the closest near misses ever seen. Big space boulder scopes out the trick-or-treating situation here on Earth. Fortunately, it does not knock on any doors. I didn't even pop. It's barely. Yes, we're getting somewhere. Even space rocks are supplying jump scares on Halloween, just like your favorite horror flick. A near-Earth asteroid currently identified as COPPEV1 was spotted in the early morning hours Thursday by the Catalina Sky Survey, and they were sharding pants. Based on New Magdalena Ridge Observatory at Arizona's Mount Lemmon Stewart Observatory and other observatories, according to the data from these early observations, the asteroid came closer to the surface of our planet without actually colliding with our atmosphere than any other close approach in NASA's database ever known, which means it was electrically stable and there was no discharge. Most objects, so this baby has been spinning for a while, has been equilibrated, no effect, which means the next time it's like, it's guaranteed to hit us. Simulations show the asteroid passing above the southern Africa within 3,852 miles. That is like a, whew, that's close. That's like Philly to LA. Holy shit. That's close. I wonder why it didn't hit anything. Spooky. Astronomers may have detected a black hole that's unlike any we've ever seen before. Because, first of all, you can't see a black hole, and they're fake. Goodbye. Frawley PhD on YouTube. One of our top Patreon supporters that we support. We support him. He doesn't support us. He's a cheap prick, but a great scientist. I'm just kidding. Anyway, look at the guy eyes on that. Is that like Graves' disease or some shit? Anyway, Frawley, check him out. Links below. Your contributions have funded empirical research. Now, I give at least $11 a month. Maybe $111. I don't know, but it's a lot. And our contributions have funded empirical research with his new PhD status on the apparent relationship between total solar irradiance and the atmospheric temperature at 1 bar on 3 terrestrial-type bodies. Whew. Venus. Yes, right here. Titan and Earth all have thick, fat, wet atmospheres. It's amazing. Actually not. Titan doesn't, but a lot of that stuff is underground. It was hot, so I did it. Now, his paper coming out. I don't have that up there. Damn it. Now, his paper coming out is only for people that are his Patreons. This is an early release of this paper. No one has it but us. Now, basically throws a monkey wrench. Now, if this paper is true and the research he has done, it's over, Johnny. But it may take decades anyway. There appears to be a close relationship between the relative difference in the TSI, the total solar irradiance, and the temperature of all three terrestrial-type bodies which possess thick atmospheres at a pressure of 1 bar. The apparent relationship is through the quaternary root of total solar irradiance at 1 bar. And now this is using some of the most tried and true laws of physics, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to link you to the entire paper, which is could be some of the most groundbreaking work ever. Look at all those links. Due diligence. Now, let's get to the meat. Because it is stated in all IPCC reports that there exists a time delay to reach equilibrium due to the nature of the greenhouse effect resulting in what the IPCC calls the ECS, or the equilibrium climate sensitivity. This is what all of this is based on. Climate sensitivity to CO2 being in the range of 1.5 C to 4.5 C. The IPCC report states that if there was a sudden doubling in the atmospheric greenhouse gas CO2, we would all be fluxed. The greenhouse effect from this would operate slowly, causing an eventual approximately 3 degrees C warming over centuries to millennia. So first of all, they're scaring you, and they're saying that even if we doubled it, it would take 1,000 years for it to take effect. So, blah, blah. Do it now, or we're all dead. Anyway, the conclusion of our good friend Holmes's paper is that the temperature of the atmosphere at 1 bar of all three of the terrestrial-type planetary bodies with thick atmospheres, despite the large differences between them both in atmospheric greenhouse gas content and albedo, appears to relate almost exclusively to the quaternary root of the relative differences in total solar irradiance. That's a lot to digest, and it's like big words, but I'll just break it down simply. The global warming narrative and CO2, even if it doubles, means nothing based on this math. This seems to point to the main determinants of planetary atmospheric temperature of terrestrial-type bodies which possess thick atmospheres like Titan, Earth, and Venus, being atmospheric pressure and TSI, not albedo, and greenhouse gas content. If this relationship proves to be a real feature of planetary atmospheric physics, it will have far-reaching effects for how albedo and greenhouse gas content are treated when calculating atmospheric temperatures in the future. What it means is that it doesn't matter how much greenhouse gas you put in. Based on the laws of thermodynamics and physics, it's impossible. Yeah. And that's because the ideal gas law, which is one of the most respected laws in physics, for a greenhouse effect caused by greenhouse gases to occur in a convecting atmosphere greater than 10 kilopascals, a large anomalous change must happen in the density, the pressure, or both. No anomalous changes of this magnitude have been detected in any planetary atmospheres. In recent times, anyway. In fact, anomalous changes of this nature are forbidden by the ideal gas law and its derivatives, like the molar mass version, because they treat all gases equally. It doesn't matter if you fart or if you shart. It's all the same. The molar mass version of the ideal gas law accurately determines and allows an atmospheric temperature to be determined based only on a gas constant and three gas properties, namely pressure, density, and molar mass. No reference to the radiative properties of a gas are needed or included. Therefore, it can be said that Different concentrations of gases at the same or at different times can provide the same temperature or different temperatures. This is confusing, isn't it? Well, what it means is it's a fraud. Because the IPCC states the exact opposite of the ideal gas law. They say that a small increase in some insignificant plant food is going to raise temperature. And if the pressure and the concentration of gases remains the same, that's impossible based on physics. Conclusion is, once you start adding numbers together and talking about actual science and physics, all bets are off. Because propaganda is based on statements like polar bears, burning up, sea level rise, and have nothing to do with facts. Now look at these green dots. What the heck are those? Wow, we'll talk about that later. Mesa Prieta petroglyphs, one of the most secret areas hidden from the public and protected for all humanity. Be driving out there in the morning. And what I'm going to share with you is a top secret PDF that almost no one knows about, the archaic petroglyphs of Mesa Prieta. It's just south of me. I could jog there by noon. Thousands of images on Mesa Prieta in northern New Mexico were made by pre-agricultural archaic people. I mean, these schmucks, I wish I could punch them in the face. Anyway, I've uncovered another amazing PDF here on proxy data for the environment in all these times we've been looking at. And it turns out that from about 950 AD to 1150, 900 to 1150, we're looking at a very warm period. And then all of a sudden, based on pinyon pollen influx, the temperature gets radically colder and the rain stops completely. There's a period of no rain from 1100 to 1650. I mean, it's literally no rain in this region. They're gone. The natives are gone. But what they left is a legacy that we're trying to uncover for the masses. Because you've been lied to about the history of North America and humanity. I'm about to take it global tonight, so stick with us. The Chacoan Anasazi were not confined to the sacred space delineated by the canyon's variegated walls. Now, Chaco Canyon is in New Mexico, where we'll be studying these glyphs. But the Great Basin is gigantic. And what Rex Bear and I have uncovered is that there could be millions of people living here just 1,000 years ago. Millions in organized societies that were everywhere, with networks of advanced roads, archeoastronomy, and advanced information on things that we can't even comprehend. Yet they are portrayed as hunter-gatherers and subsistence farmers, nothing more than savages. Now, the Chacoan Anasazi were not confined to the sacred space delineated by the canyon's variegated walls in Chaco. Throughout northwestern New Mexico, people subscribing to the cultural norms radiating from the canyon built towns, tilled fields, and set up shop. Scaling the Chaco cliffs by means of carved staircases, Anasazi messengers could travel along the nearly 400 miles of roadways that link the canyon settlements with the outlying ones, like Bandolier and Sankawi, and the lost city that we will be reporting on in days to come. Averaging 30 feet wide and often edged with low walls, These roads ran in remarkably straight lines, radiating outward from Chaco Canyon in all directions. Chacoan communities were linked by more than roads. Bonfires may have flared from ingeniously situated towers and shrines throughout the Great Basin, many of which Rex and I have located. While religious ceremonies were being held, these fires may have been especially important. Whatever the reason for the elaborate building, the intricate webbing of roads. Listen to that, webbing. So lots of these domino and web drawings are a road map. We're putting it together. The intricate webbing of roads and the signal shrines. They could only have been constructed by a highly organized and integrated society. And that doesn't even cover the advanced archeoastronomy that they're responsible for. Now just look at this section of unexplained. Kiva. It has this D shape because this is pointing due east. This would be south. And they're tracking the position of the sun as it goes from solstice to equinox and back. Subsistence farmers, nobody lived in this complex. It was unexplained. Can you imagine that? Now, if we jump over to the Nuragic civilization, also known as the Nuragic culture on Sardinia. I mean, we're talking somewhere else. Italy, for goodness sake. It's the second largest island in the Mediterranean Sea, which lasted from the 18th century BC to 238 BC. Now, in Sardinia, they have the same petroglyphs that we see. Oh my God, I just erased that, so we'll have to come here. Oh my God, I hate when I do that. Let's get that petroglyph back up here. There it is. That's the Preparedness instability. And in Sardinia, these glyphs are in some of the most amazing megalithic structures you could ever imagine. I mean, can you imagine? That's like Venus, the conjunction. Let's take a look at some of this. This is crazy. This is a megalithic culture in Sardinia that you were never told about. Now, these cultures are all over the world. Throughout Russia, throughout Europe, throughout Africa, the United States, South America. And these antediluvian cultures were all destroyed 12,500 years ago. and the people rebuilt. So here, this is in Sardinia, the rebuilding of the antediluvian. So some of this might be very old and some of it's newer. Obviously what we're looking at here is newer. But these Sardinian people recorded the same glyphs. Look at that megalithic. Let me just go back there. So here's the antediluvian stuff. Let me come up here. Jesus. We've ruined it all. We'll never find that. There it is. Look at that. Look at these blocks. These are massive. This is like the Osirion in Egypt, but it's in Sardinia. And then there's more, let's say, less impressive megalithic structures around it. Megalithic, less impressive. You do the math. This is an amazing place. Lost history, lost cultures, lost science, information. There's the toroid, the double helix, more petroglyphs which mimic North and South America. advanced technologies, stone cutting and carving. Thousands of years old. Maybe 4,000 years old. Nobody's talking about it. Links below. Have you heard the sun's shutting down and that the ancients warned us about what's coming? I have. And Al Gore's a whore and a bobblehead. With Gaia Mother as my witness, we are winning the conversation. Shut! Al. Hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. Preparewiththeranch.com. Thank you to all of our one-time donors. All of our new Patreons. About to do a Kickstarter. Be safe. We love you.